What's going on, y'all? I'm back today with another video. Oh my god. Let me start by saying if life is happening to you, oh, this thing happened to me, sounds a little fruity, bro. Not gonna lie. Oh, this thing happened to me. Then I went over to this place and this other thing happened to me. Happened to you? Why are you letting things happen to you? It's getting pounded by life. A little fruity, bro. Why don't you take control? Why don't we take control and stop letting things get in our way, okay? Start speaking, start acting, get in control. After you turn 18, every experience you have is optional. Before that, things happen to you, someone picks on you at school, whatever. The second you turn 18, you do not have to go to school. You do not have to have a job that you hate. You don't have to talk to your family. Everything, okay? So stop with this happening to you stuff, bro. Are you a man? Are you a man? I've noticed in my life, I've had a big issue with being real. I cannot I can't just not be real with people. I usually just need to it just takes me so long to open up and all this. And I think it's obviously from childhood because I was always getting hella yelled at. I'm not trying to be a victim or anything, but me getting yelled at was unreasonable. At the time, I was like, "Oh, this is just what happens. This is just growing up. Oh, I got yelled at because of all this, all that." The older I get, the more I realize that stuff was not as normal as it should have been. The stuff was not normal, okay? And it completely messed me up because I learned that, when people are giving you rules, telling you to do this and that, they are not doing it because, oh, they want this person to be rich in the future, or they want you to have, mog and have all the greatest things, live in the best place, be able to speak. No, they tell you to do stuff so you can be a good child, so you can be a good student, okay, and not bother them and not get in their face. And then the moment that you turn 18, the moment that you're an adult, it's why are you not getting out there? Why are you not meeting people? Why are you not starting a business, doing all these things? What? What? I was just told to shut the fuck up for like 18 years. I was told to sit down and behave for 18 years, and now we're asking me why everything's going the way it was. Because y'all taught me that, Y'all taught me that, okay? So thank you very much. Um, and so my whole year, this whole year for me, the big 26, is about output because y'all trapped me in my brain. Y'all trapped me in my brain waves. Now I can't speak what I feel to the population. Y'all struck so much fear in me about saying the right thing, doing the right thing. Am I in the right place at the right time? Am I wearing the right thing? All that I can't even put A and B together. I can't speak my mind. Okay, but you'll notice that when you do speak your mind, that things happen to go better. I don't know. I just had all these negative interactions as a kid. Now when I'm an adult, it's like everyone's just like nice. Everyone's trying to just get along with their day. It's like what happened to everybody? That's the experience I have. What happened to everybody? And um I still just analyze things way too much. I overthink. It takes me 1,000 years to start a YouTube video. Just um the mindset's just messed up. And this whole year, for me, it's not about getting jacked anymore because I did that already. Although I'm trying to maintain, or I'm trying to get back up to where I was. Um, no more gym New Year's resolutions. Okay, this year is about saying what I feel, okay, doing what I feel, not getting taken advantage of, all that. And so there have been a few things I've done. I've already been challenged in this multiple times. I think this is just something that happens. Like, yeah, people are not mean to me anymore, but it's like there's still boundaries, there's still expectations, there's still all this stuff that bothers me. And now I have a voice, I can say what I feel. So I'm just trying as hard as I can to be in every uncomfortable situation and just let me express myself. Let me be real. Okay? So I have a few things already that have happened this year that I like to share with y'all. Maybe if y'all are trying to figure out how to do the same thing, um, y'all can learn from me a little bit about this. All right, so first things first, I had this family member who has this dog, right? And she asked me to take care of this dog every now and then. Not really like all day, not like that sort of thing, but just like, I'm working a long shift. You gotta let the dog out, run around, and feed her and do these, have her do these tricks and stuff and wear her out a little bit. Um, Actually, I didn't even really feed her. It was more just let outside, treats, all that. Took about a little over an hour each time, I think. If we include me driving back and forth, and I was not getting paid nothing, okay? But, it was just sort of a nice thing to do. It was like once a week, whatever, maybe twice a week. And then this family member did take me on like a weekend thing, as kind of a repayment, kind of a thank you. But then it just started getting like, you know, this family member said to my other family, like, "Oh, I love taking care of this dog, or I really like the dog." And it's like, actually, I don't. I never expressed that. Actually, I don't really, I'm not a dog guy. You don't see, where's all my animals? I don't have any. You know why I don't have any? Because I don't want any. I'm just not into that. And then it started becoming, 2 times a week consistently instead of every now and then. Then it became 3 times a week where I'm going over there, and it's like, I started just like ranting to people. "Oh, I don't want to be there. Like, oh, I had to do this thing again. I don't want to do it. Um, I'm not getting paid anything. There's a reason why dog care is so expensive. It's because I don't want to take care of your dog, bro. You know, nobody wants to walk someone else's dog. So yeah, it became like 3 days a week, and then I started. You know what I started doing? Because I didn't want to explain my frustration. I started getting, "Oh, can you come over tonight?" And then it's like, "Oh no, I'm busy. I'm working or I'm busy. I'm hanging out with whoever." When in reality, I wasn't doing anything, or I could have easily just left and taken care of the dog, but I had to. I just lied, bro. I think a lot of people do that. A lot of people just lie to get out of situations, and it makes them look dumb because like everyone knows it's a lie. Like when someone comes in for work late, and they're like, "Oh, the traffic was bad, and this, everything was stopped in front of me," and it's like, I don't know, I can just tell, you know what I mean? So I knew I was doing that, but I didn't really care. And then I don't know. It was like 3 times that week, and then it was another 3 times the next week, and that time, this is in about January, and this has been about maybe 9 months of taking care of this dog. Then I was like, I need to let the inside of me out because I just can't stand this anymore. It was okay at first. I can't stand it anymore. So I sent this text. I think the only thing I said was, "I'm not really trying to go anymore." That was what I texted. I'm just not really interested in going. And then, there was a little bit of a conversation about, "Oh, how often do I want to go now? Like, what is it?" And I said, like, it's got to be rare that I go, and I've had no calls since. And I'd still talk to this person, and, we can still hang out, have a good time. But it's just about setting that boundary. Thank God, because like now I have so many hours that are free. taking care of this dumb dog. Okay, thing number two that happened was one day I walked outside my apartment to go to work. Okay. And this is a few months ago. Outside, I see my car sitting there normally. Okay. Right behind it was this big pile of snow in front of my, like, completely in front of my car. Here's some images. Okay. And it's mostly blacked out because I don't want y'all bombing my house, my car or whatever. Um, Finding out where I live and sending me a bomb in the mail. We don't need any of that. Um, my car was not able to move, so it took me about an hour, I think over an hour, to clear that out because my car sucks and it could not drive forward. It could barely move, even though I had new tires. Could barely move in the snow. Um, it's kind of an issue with it. I don't know, man. I had to write this text message to my landlord, which I normally would never do. I do not reach out to get help. I do not do any of that, okay? So maybe that's another thing. Maybe one day I'll have to figure out how to ask for help for something. But I think in the past, I normally would have just dug it out and left and not said a damn thing. But I was completely riled up and my heart was a freaking fire. So after work that day, I wrote this text message. Let me read that to y'all. I said, "Good evening. This is Wes R. I live here. Um, this morning, I found my car blocked by someone who had plowed the snow. It took me almost an hour to shovel my car out because it's rear-wheel drive and terrible in the snow, even with the new tires. There's plenty of room to plow to the right side of my car, which they also did. They also left a pile of snow next to my car on the side of it as well, which they could have put all of it. And I said the pile that they left behind my car was completely deliberate and unnecessary. I checked the lease. There's no information on where not to park. There were no notices. And a simple note on my car, hey, don't park here, would have worked just fine. And then later, this is farther down my note, forgot to mention this earlier. A man came walking behind me with a snowblower, a literal snowblower, if y'all don't know what that looks like. Started plowing just the walkway in front. I was like, "Hello, can I get help? Can you help me?" Um, and he said, "Oh no, man. I got places to be. Like, dude, your job is to plow the snow for the people that live here, and you refuse to do that." And I put that in this text at the end. And then I said, I would just like to make you aware of this so that it doesn't happen again, all right? And then the response I got was, "Hello, Wes R. I will swing by there and check out that lot. It's tricky plowing when there are cars parked there. The driver doesn't want to get too close because damage to the vehicle and cause damage to the vehicle. But he usually does come back and does some cleanup work after cars leave. I don't think he was doing anything deliberate, but I'll speak with him. Same with the people that do the sidewalks. Yes, they have lots of properties to get to, but he could have taken a couple of minutes to help you out." Um, and then I said, "Thanks for looking into it. It definitely was intentional, though." And then there's some, oh, that was it. That was it for that day. Um, and then I noticed, there were some signs up later that said, "Don't take this or that spot," after I did that. So at least I made some sort of difference. It just felt good getting it off of my chest. My God, that enraged me. That absolutely enraged me. But I did have a good story for um my boss and like the people I work with. They were a little entertained by that at least. Oh, and also might I add, this happened again with a different car. I decided I would never park in that spot again. Someone else parked in the spot and had the same thing happen to him. Um, There's a big pile of snow behind the car. It was like the dumbest thing I've ever seen. If that happened to me again, I probably would have gotten legal on him at this point. But no, honestly, I think if that happened a few years ago, I don't think that I would have said anything at all. I think I would have just sold it out and not parked there anymore. But this is real life. This is adult life. I gotta let myself be known. I need to let the inside out because the inside tears me apart. Absolutely tears me apart. All right. Thing number 3 that happened um was I was doing this volunteering with a family member, kind of for a, I'm not gonna explain what it is because I don't want y'all sending me bombs in the mail. But what happened was we had to volunteer a certain amount of hours. So it's not really, I mean, it's not really volunteering. It's kind of required, but I don't want to pay a bunch of extra money for the certain things. So you got to help out. Obviously, someone's got to run the kitchen, all that. But I don't want to do that. No one wants to run a kitchen. So, or at least not me. That's not what fulfills me. So, I'm not against volunteering. I just need to make some cash first. I'm living in a dang apartamento. I need to make money, bro. I don't have a house. Maybe once I have a house, then I'll start with the volunteering. But I'm poor. I'm broken. All that. Not really, but I don't have a house. So no, y'all not getting none of my help. Y'all not getting any of my help until I'm rich. Okay. And that's what's wrong with society right there. No. So we were helping out this thing, and this family member, had a schedule of when to be there, but when he signed up, he knew that he couldn't be there at certain points, and so he signed up for more than he needed to get his hours because he was actually working for that amount of time, um, and all that. But because we're family members, people assumed that I was doing the same thing, and I took some of the same shifts at the same times. People assumed that I was doing the same thing. I had to tell like 3 or 4 people that no, that's not me doing that. That's this other person doing that. So I got all mad as hell. You can imagine I got mad as hell. Y'all tarnishing my name. And I didn't have a conversation about this one yet, but just know, because I have not seen this family member since, but just know that it's coming, y'all. I'm no longer afraid to just, oh, it's fine. No, like, this bothered me, okay? So this person is going to be let known about this thing. Um, and there's a few other ways I don't want to tell the camera, things, some of my beliefs I've shared more recently. Some things that have been bothering me just with like people I'm sort of close to. I've been telling about, and you know what? Nothing has been ruined yet. Like, no one has cut me off at all. Like, nothing has ever happened that's bad. I was asked to sign a lease again for being here, and I signed it. So it's, the landlord issue is fine. I'm allowed to get mad. I'm allowed to express myself. I'm still talking to the owner of that dog, we say hi, all that. Um, I'm sure with my other family member with the volunteering, it'll be fine. And there's been some other things that I'm not going to explain that have been fine. I mean, it hasn't been great. It's not like, oh, yeah, I'm so happy you told me something, um, that I like disagree with or that makes me feel a certain way. It's not a happy feeling, but I'm just not burning up inside anymore, you know? Can the hair be okay? Can the hair be right? Can the hair get right? So this is a continuous process. Oh, one more thing. Okay, thing number 4. Um, also has to do with snow clearing somehow. These Mormons were clearing off my car. I started clearing it. They're all out like clearing stuff, and they're like, "Oh, can we help you out?" And it was so nice, absolutely so nice. And I got to know these people. Pretty cool. Pretty cool group of people. They gave me the book. I got a little too curious because I'm not from Utah. Like I obviously talking about clearing snow, so I really have barely talked to Mormons at all. I think I knew one growing up. It's not like I talked about belief at all. So or faith, whatever at all. So I was asking him a few questions, and of course, then I get, oh, you should do this, you should be here, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll be there, but I'm more interested intellectually. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to be Mormon, bro. Sorry, I mean, y'all can believe what y'all want to believe. I'm not trying to be Mormon. So then it's like, dang, I just said yes to this thing. If I go to this thing, then I'm in. They're gonna continue. I'm gonna know these people's names, and it's gonna continue to be go to this thing. And I'm ranting to my friend about like, what do I do? And he literally just says, why don't you just tell them that you don't want to go? And that like almost didn't even occur to me. You know, this is what I mean when I'm saying life happening to you is fruity, bro, because things can happen on my own terms. I don't have to let nothing happen. Every interaction is optional. So I did. I sent him a little text and I said, thanks for like the invite, but I'm just not all that interested. That's what I said. I said I'm not interested. It was nice talking to y'all. And then I said, oh, all they said was, oh, yeah, it was nice talking to you too. If you want to ever like do something, go to this or call this person, all that, whatever. Oh, and I got the Book of Mormon as well. They gave me that as well initially, so it's kind of funny looking at that because I don't know anything about that, or I don't know a whole lot about that. But that's kind of it. That is, and this has only happened in the past few months. This, I don't know, like if life is just throwing challenges at me because I asked about it. Maybe this amount of stuff happens normally, and I just don't express myself. That could be the case. Could absolutely be the case. I don't know. But it was good recording this video. Longest video I've had. Feels pretty good. I don't know, real. And that's part of me doing this is to express myself, to be more real, to open up. And so I think I kind of want to make a more direct video on this, how to become real. What do I say? How to be authentic. Um, but I feel like I might not be at that point yet because I'm just studying the stuff and working for myself here. Once I'm at that point, maybe I'll make it really soon because I have been thinking about it a lot. You don't have to you don't have to do everything to know how to do everything, or you don't need to be an absolute expert on everything to teach a subject. Okay, so maybe that'll be coming to y'all. Other than that, I don't know. It's Saturday. I'm gonna chill out now. I did my due diligence. This is my due diligence. Now I can chill, listen to plans, listen to Man in the Moon 3 and all that. Okay, I'm done. Okay, I'm done.